OK， 大家好，我是小马，这是我爸爸。我们刚从 Greenwich Station 走出来，今天要去看一个 movie 叫《少年的你》。
Teenage You.
Yeah, but in English it's called
Better Days, right?
Better
Well,
Days.
it's a good day today. Today's beautiful. We have to walk now for 10 minutes to the cinema.
Something like that.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll see you later.
See you later. Oh, Lee, that movie's draining. So what did you think?
I think it was a really good film.
Gripping.
Intense. Of course, it was very sad.
I think it's up there with one of the best films I've watched. Like, it's got really high standards.
It's a very dark topic, isn't it? It's sort of cramming study and spending so much time and effort on it.
Pressure's the big
Pressure's
thing.
a massive thing, and I guess it's a similar thing in other Asian countries. But for people outside of Asia, you can't even imagine it, right? I know about the Gaokao because I lived in China, but I didn't know to that extent because I've not been through it, and you never went through it.
They said like 10 million.
But the other thing
That's
is
bigger than a lot of countries, like the population. Well, the test system here
it's completely different. You've just been through.
That's why I was trying to talk, but then you just started talking.
So?
I don't know, I'm a bit lost for words after watching it.
I'm never lost for words.
Yeah, I know.
In the movie they talked about this will affect your whole social position for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and your family.
You know, so it just doesn't exist. The bullying part was just horrible and it's hard to watch actually. I was reading him a bedtime story, as usual, because he always wants the same Mowgli from the Jungle Book.
Every single night.
Every single night.
And I don't read it to him.
And I read it to him every night. And just as he was falling asleep, he said, "Oh, Ian, we learned about bullying today." He's 7 years old. His teacher was telling him when he was at school, he was bullied. And I thought this was fantastic. And he said, "Yeah. And next week, we're learning about anti-bullying." And then we go to see this movie today. And at the end, they said that the Minister of Education had talked about anti-bullying.
Yeah, loads of that.
It needs to be more and more in the open.
Is there any moments you find is really touching or really sad?
Oh yeah, loads of it.
The whole thing. There wasn't a time where I wasn't like...
Really moving.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Jinnah.
He was crying a few times.
shut up.
I had to wipe his nose.
He's lying.
It was dark, but it was really well done. Is that she put her headphones in, she was blocking it out. You're focusing on her face, and everybody started moving, but it was out of shot. But you knew that something had just happened.
I think it's the power of silent cinema. So I'm learning about this right now, literally in school. Whole sequence where they get the milk, all of that. There's no speaking. You work out for yourself what's happening. The movie like grips you the whole way through. A good movie does that. You're interested the whole time and you want to watch, you want to know what happens. And you feel for the characters.
There were a few bits where I think it needed to be tightened up.
Yeah, there was a lot of crying, like showing the crying.
That was just him.
Yeah. No, like...
Everybody's just filming and taking a picture of the young girl with the suicide. That also is quite shocking, isn't it?
That's how it is though.
It's sad and tragic. And then she's the only one that goes up and nobody else did it.
Yeah.
No teachers, no adults did it.
And her name is Hu Xiaodie. Hu Die is butterfly.
Oh really?
Yeah, and then the scene after she kills herself, there's a scene of the sky and the bird like flies across.
Oh yeah.
There was loads of little things like that.
Remember the opening scene? The little bottle with the straw in.
We used to get Doujiang in school.
Her and a friend were carrying and they each,
class.
and then her friend put the bottle in the box. The straw was all...
There was a scene before that where Chen Yan's mum on the phone, she was like, 接着咬着牙, like it will be over soon. And then after that, it was the scene with the chewed up straw. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, and that sort of... Oh, what was the bit at the end where she was now a teacher and there's a young girl in the class? Do you think that she thought that she was being bullied, so she walked her home?
No, she was asking questions or something and people are putting up their hand. And she was just looking down with her hands under the table.
Right.
And then the scene where they were walking away.
Yeah, there was...
No, she had like her jacket covering her hand, but she had like bruises.
Ah, so she might...
So she's probably has trouble at home.
But then... he turned up at the end, following them. What did you make of that? Come on, film studies
I think
student.
It was just the tying in everything at the end.
Yeah.
Like a cyclic.
Interesting, but I like it wasn't spelled out.
No, nothing was.
The other thing I thought was really interesting was an older cop and there's a younger guy. Those roles are also very well acted.
But I don't like the way he lied about him dying. Like, I don't think that's appropriate ever. Pretty much saying that your boyfriend just died. I thought she was going to push him off the building.
The guy?
I thought he was going to take a dark turn.
Another dark turn?
Yeah. What was your favourite scene? Oh, when she was in the bin.
She helped her at that moment. Yeah,
I didn't realise that. I thought she was just being stupid or something. I like the cinematography. There was shots in that movie that I've never seen before, like in like English films and everything. Like the bit where the older police was talking to the younger police guy about like, oh, you really want to drag them both down. The camera was placed on the floor and the floor was blurred out and you could just see like him walk down.
And it was in Chongqing.
Chongqing Xiaomei.
I like the way that it was shot and right in the beginning They were coming down some stairs. Yeah.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
I really liked it actually. And you remember that like sort of spiral thing where they went down on the bike?
Yeah.
At the end, it was really dramatic and there's lots of suspense because they separated them, which you think which one's going to give, you know.
And then they don't.
The thing is, they both stuck to it out of this love for each other.
你说让别人救下的雨，别人是谁啊？谁是别人？
When he shaved his head for her, like, that was sweet.
It was very sweet. Him protecting her, and I don't know about cute. You just think he's cute because he's in a boy band. Silent screaming. Oh my god, that's hilarious. What did I think of them? I thought they were great. They did a really good job, yeah.
I think they were perfect for it.
You've been in Chinese school. Did you recognise from that?
The bit where he was like, I'm your bandarin, I care about your studies and your like personal life, that's like John Osh.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't understand why Tamahuan the bandarin.
Oh, really? So the teacher was also... I didn't get that.
I think there's a lot of stuff that you might not have got.
Well, that's what I'm asking you. I want to tell my brother to go and see it, for example, or some friends to go and see it, because they don't know anything about that. The whole Gaokao thing, that to me is very, very interesting for anybody in the world to watch that. And the way that everybody's in their white and blue uniforms, right? And the intensity of the teachers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, even as they're going in, they're all cramming. Take a deep breath. Before you go in, and someone's saying, check your answers 3 times. And the other teacher says, check your name and check your pen. It's like, my God, I'm getting all...
That's the same as here, though. They say the same stuff.
No, not as intense as that, surely.
Obviously not, yeah. The bit where the police spoke to the main bully's parents, I found that so disgusting.
Oh, God, it was horrible, wasn't it?
I couldn't sit through that. She's special. Oh, when she was begging, like, I'll give you any money, and then all that.
Yeah.
And you could feel it in your heart.
She thought, right, I've got away with it. Now I'll just go and have another little bit of bullying.
Just taking the piss. I'll give you money, you can pay your mum's debts back.
Yeah, and then you must
Just a backhanded insult.
Yeah, exactly.
At the beginning, she pushed Chunyan down the stairs.
Oh, that's
there
right.
There was a lot of like cycling.
And actually also quite interesting about the bully thing.
It doesn't really get dealt with here, really. There's posters on the wall. You know, like in the train station, it says, see it, say it, sorted. There's only so much a teacher can do. You're not in school all the time. I think they've still got a long way to go because it's a big problem that it isn't easily fixed.
It's all about getting it out in the open, isn't it? Because it's such a taboo topic and it's so easy for it to escalate, as we saw in the movie, right? And it reminded me, I remember there was a little boy in Pangsori class and he was much smaller than everybody else. And I told Max, make sure you look after that kid. And you did. Maybe a few months later, one of your friends was bullying you. I won't mention his name, and I later found out that this kid was being bullied at home by his parents. It's quite complicated.
That's what I'm saying.
Typically,
a school can't do enough. It goes into so many different sectors. Throughout the whole film, there was a thing like you bully or you get bullied. They were saying that a lot.
And the
That's why I
said
think
that.
He got bullied at home and then he bullied someone else.
It's
like a cycle.
For people that are being bullied, you've got to speak to somebody.
Speak to your friends first, because maybe you can sort it out. There was bits in the movie, they like made one of the actors say something to especially try and make people think about. I'm just trying to think back. Can you talk to the camera for a bit, Wallace? I just remembered what I was trying to say.
Hey, drum roll.
Don't make me forget it now. When she was in the car with the police officer, she was saying all of this stuff I'm learning to get into this university, but they've never taught me a single lesson about how to be an adult.
Good point, yeah. It took you 25 minutes.
Because there was so much,
right.
and you just keep talking. Because I feel like that, and it goes on in my school. Before I left school, when we were doing GCSEs, they tried doing like a PSHE lesson, which is physical sexual health education. And everyone used to say, what's the use of learning all this stuff I'm never going to use again in my life, when I don't even know how to do simple tasks that I'm going to be needing to do every single day of my life. We don't know how to do our taxes, all of this. I think the mistake is they don't make it a proper class. You kind of just went and you just didn't really pay attention. And
well, maybe it's also the fact that you're not paying attention. So
no.
It's like a
obviously I paid attention because
I think you should speak a little bit more Chinese.
Says you. 最后我觉得这个电影的 I don't know how to say it in Chinese. It was crafted very well. Overall, I think the director did a very good job of piecing it together.
What did you say to me when you come out the cinema?
Wow. Minus whatever is happening, I don't know, I can't comment on it, but that was a really good movie and I recommend it. Even if you don't want to give them the money, download it online or something. 评论 time， 第一个是成语华。
妈妈的中文是不是全家最好的？哈哈。
Oh, shut up. Just because she studied Chinese at university, thank you very much.
你不高兴吗？
Ton 12.
Strongly recommend Uncle Paul to make more videos. Please tell him, ha.
I'll give him a call immediately and tell him.
Mr. Miller 629.
马爹挺好的，自己吃素，但不会强迫自己的孩子也吃素。
Right, yeah. Not yet, anyway.
No, but I was the one that got him to be vegetarian.
He was actually, yeah. Did you not know? Some girl in his class.
Yeah, well, you should thank her.
If I knew who she was, I
I
would.
can't even remember her name. 平平和和王和平，
想看马爸的素食的一日三餐。
他一日都不吃三餐。
我妈最近加入素食大队，想看吃什么。
Don't have to say everything now.
Okay, make a video about it.
下次见，别忘了点赞、关注和留个评论。拜拜。
好。
好嘞。
Next time you're in Brighton, we can cook. I'm not kidding. And that'd be really cool.
Soon. We finished.
Finished, huh?